So I want to start off just saying thank you to everyone joining us. I know your time is super valuable, so we're going to make sure that this is very interactive session. I only have 2 slides to go through, and then we're just going to jump straight into demos. And we have panelists. Joe and myself will also be answering Q&A live. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and pop it in the Q&A there. But yeah, we're excited to share all the new innovation and development that we have in ShareFile Premium. And so what I want to first do, again, is talk about, what is ShareFile known for? So some of you may be new, some of you may have been around for a long time, but since 2005, ShareFile has been the leader in secure document sharing and collaboration. It was really built on a foundation of securely sharing large files, both inside and outside of your organization, including really best-in-class security, end-to-end encryption with your documents, automated threat detection, remediation, and just a really easy-to-use experience for large document collaboration. And so it's simple and it's secure. That's why customers love us. And that's really what we're known for in this business. However, what some people don't know is that over the past couple of years, we've really made significant innovations and developments. So we're much more than just securely share, sync, and store files now. And so what we've been doing is customers have been asking, how can we help them to further automate their business workflows, eliminate manual tasks that they have, and reduce the number of disparate tools they're using across their company, all while ensuring security compliance. And this is where ShareFile Premium really comes in, because ShareFile Premium builds on that foundation with even more security, more efficiency, more automation to support your business challenges. So some of the things it includes is cybersecurity features to support regulated industries, including HIPAA for healthcare, FINRA for any financial security professionals. And some of these features are really just adding a bunch of additional guardrails, defaults, archiving settings to prevent any kind of accidental deletion or accidental sharing of sensitive or personal information, especially in those regulated industries. We're also helping customers reduce the number of tools and subscriptions that they have with integrated digital signatures and a catalog of customizable project templates. So with digital signatures, you can now further secure any sensitive data, streamline legal documents such as NDAs, statements of work, invoices, contracts, anything that you need to sign. You can eliminate that paper, eliminate other tools, get it all integrated with ShareFile. And speaking of integrations, we've also added additional integrations and automations to drive more efficiencies and reduce those manual processes. And really all of these features combined give you greater visibility into all of these workflows to eliminate manual spreadsheets, all these other tools. It's definitely a big risk. Everywhere I've worked at, half the company works in their spreadsheets on their laptop. So centralizing some of this stuff where everyone has visibility into it to collaborate on it in case your laptop crashes or burns or somebody leaves the company actually helps really reduce the risk. And so those are the only 2 slides I have. I just wanted to set up kind of where we were, where we are now, and then I'm just going to jump right into the demo. So I'm going to demo some of these internal organizational workflows, what we're doing around security and AI, how to use some of these project templates. And then I'm going to pass it over to Joey, who's going to go through a client-facing workflows. So some of these e-signatures, some of the integration, and some of the automation features that we have here. The key things I wanted to start off with is really around the security. So some of the cool premium features that we have. Well, first of all, when you have premium, you'll see some additional tabs here. You'll have access to projects and workflows, templates, and signatures. You'll also have a catalog, so you can download, install, and use some of these features. Just around a quick, fun little AI securing feature I want to share is say you were sharing a document with someone, or someone in your company is sharing with a group of people, and they just want to create a link to share. And so some of the edit options, by default, you would have to log in. Maybe they said, oh, I don't want people to log in. I just want to create a link that anybody could have access to this file. What ShareFile will do is it'll do a quick analysis of the file. And then it says, hey, little warning, you have sensitive information in this document. You know, I found a social security number, addresses, a credit card number, birth date. So there are different things that you can double check against some guardrails to protect you, little pop-up warnings, and say, oh, we have some recommended options for it. I recommend you make them sign in and also make this link expire. So you can just click apply and it'll automatically apply those security options when you generate a link, you know, or of course you can send an encrypted email if you wanted to around this link as well. So again, security is first around ShareFile, but I wanted to go into the catalog here and what you get with Premium with the projects in the catalog. So first of all, there's 3 different tabs in the catalog. We have the solutions, which is our industry advantage solutions. So we have some legal and tax that are very specific to those. With Premium, I'm really going to focus in on the integrations and the templates. So a lot of our customers like to export their files from ShareFile directly into the applications they're using, whether it's FreshBooks or QuickBooks or into Salesforce. Joey's actually going to show how we can actually pull customer data from your CRM system. If you're using Salesforce, we can pull that user information into some legal agreements, get some e-signatures, so really kind of automate and integrate right there. But we also have other templates for really common projects, use cases around your business. So if you're doing accounting, we have some bookkeeping templates. We have a bunch of onboarding because every company, big or small, in every industry, you have to onboard customers, you have to onboard employees. We actually have special ones for healthcare if you have patients, or if you're in construction and you have subcontractors. So you can see some of the different industries and some of the different templates. But you're probably asking, okay, that's cool. How do I use this? What are they used for exactly? So I'm going to show you exactly what we do with these projects. So any templates that you download, or you can see them in your solution templates here. You can also save your own templates. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new project. And really kind of the key use case here is, again, big or small, is I have a new employee starting. It doesn't happen too often, but usually when I do that, I have a spreadsheet, I have a couple of tasks, I have a checklist of things I'm doing to onboard my employees. When I create this project from a template, it's doing just that. Instead of using my little checklist through my spreadsheet, it's going to create a project task list, some document requests, information requests to gather some personal information, and then even a data table to do some additional tasks there. So within projects, it's all organized. You can see right across the top here, a new employee. Hey, we need to make sure he completes the payroll. Hey, watch a little welcome video, provide some personal information, enroll for some of the HR benefits. And it's all lined up right here. So the task for the employee, you just assign to the project. They can upload any personal documentation, benefits enrollments, acknowledging any company policies, and then any financial documents. And these are obviously for the US. We have federal and state withholding. If you wanted to add additional ones, you can create additional items. You could delete some of these items if you wanted to for your employee onboarding. Again, you want to customize these projects to your business. Same for information requests. Any personal information, maybe you don't need to collect social security number from them. You can just delete these fields. You can save them and then preview what your new information request is here. So again, very quickly getting that information in here, making it so that you don't forget anything. Anybody else in the company who's assigned to this project could also help with this. And then there's another tab here in this template, which is really onboarding tasks, which I don't like the name of that because I think that this is more of really manager tasks. Again, you can customize it however you want, but this would be, order laptop, assign it to your IT department, things like that. So really just helping to keep track of what's going on, when things are due. what's the status, and you can create more tables here, either blank or from templates, and they're really just very, very easy to point, click. I can add more columns here. So this is really, again, to help streamline any project that you may have, customize it to your business. And one thing that I want to show around the customization is maybe you are in education, and so you need special documents because you're onboarding teachers. And so you could say, hey, with this AI document request, what additional documents might I need if I'm onboarding a teacher rather than just say a store employee, for instance. And I will just put this, and the more information you put in here, the more accurate this is going to be. This is just going to generate items, again, specific to a substitute teacher onboarding. You saw in the catalog, we have additional templates for healthcare, for construction, for these different industries. But here's one, just an example. You know, I'm live just doing, okay, what are we doing for education? Okay, we might need a teaching certificate or teaching license, maybe a resume, some transcripts, need a background check to work with minors, and then vaccination requests and things. So you can select or deselect, you know, any of these things here and just create this document request into your employee onboarding. So very, very quickly, you can centralize, streamline all of those tasks. And you can do a lot of cool things with the AI features here as well. You know, I created some different projects myself around, you know, some manufacturing. I just created a list and say, hey, what do I need if I'm, you know, fabricating something, doing some manufacturing, and a document request came up. It's like, oh, here's all you need for product design. Here's all you need for a product run. So I just created some tasks, you know, created the document requests as we do a production run on quality control and suppliers and safety and all of your certifications there. So very quickly you can create these projects, but you can also do some things that maybe you don't do all the time, or do some fun ones. So I'm going to just show like a miscellaneous project here and say, my boss, and this has happened, hey, can you do a team building event for us? I'm like, sure, I can create a team building event. So what do I need to do a team building event? And I can choose any industry for this, even environmental, scientist, or government, or, you know, graphic design or hospitality. So if I just say team building event, it's going to generate a checklist, document requests, everything I need to do something cool for the team. So I've had a lot of fun generating all sorts of different projects here. You know, what do I need for a bathroom remodel? You know, maybe you're a small business, you do need a bathroom remodel. What do I need to onboard a vendor? So lots of cool stuff. Team building event, you can see, came back with like, hey, which employees are coming, any food restrictions, availability, budgets, venue options, proposing activities, transportation, all the stuff that instead of you having to think through just these one-off projects, you can quickly go in with AI and generate any of these kind of miscellaneous projects, and then keep it centralized so everyone has access to it. So that's what I wanted to show with just kind of a quick overview. We have more detailed webinars going through each of these features within projects, but I wanted to just give a quick view of the premium features for some of the business workflows there internally. And so what I'm going to do now is share Joey's demo here. He actually he recorded it so you could see both the employee side and the customer side of running through some of these external client workflows.
Let's jump into our demo with a real-world scenario. Imagine Acme Corporation, which I'm representing, has just signed a new client, and now we need to onboard them. The onboarding process should be fairly simple. First, it involves getting them to sign an NDA. Once we receive that NDA, next we're going to start collecting some essential documents we'll need, like a business license, maybe some tax documents, additional contracts we may need, and of course we're going to have to keep track of everything along the way. Let's talk through a few challenges you'd face during this process, and then how ShareFile can help. The first part of the process is getting that NDA signed. Without ShareFile, this would mean emailing the NDA as an attachment. The client would then print it out, manually sign it, scan it back in, and then they'll have to email it back to you. The back and forth of printing and scanning not only takes time, but opens up room for delays and potential errors, like the client sending back the wrong information, or maybe they just forgot to sign part of that document. After we get that NDA signed, the next step of the process is collecting those essential documents we mentioned. So normally this would involve sending one, maybe more emails to request each document. The client would then have to send them one by one as attachments. And then from here, things can easily get lost in those back and forth email threads. You'd likely have to manually download and organize each file in folders or some other location. And you'd also be likely relying on an Excel spreadsheet or a checklist. Maybe you're sending manual reminders if the client hasn't submitting something. It just quickly becomes a challenge to keep track of what's actually been received and what's still missing. So now let's see how ShareFile is going to help. Starting with the first part of the process, e-signature for the NDA. With ShareFile, sending that NDA is going to become quick and seamless. Instead of having to email a document that first needs to be printed, manually signed, scanned back in, and then emailed back to you, I can send the NDA for e-signature pre-filled with our client's information directly from our platform. So all our client's going to be responsible for is signing that document. Let's take a quick look at how that's going to work. To get started in ShareFile, I'll navigate to our templates page, where we'll find our pre-created NDA template for Acme Corporation. I'll select the NDA template, which will load a preview for us. And one thing I do want to note here is that the document template was created by someone else at Acme Corporation and shared with our team. So the only preparation we need to do is provide our client's information. So from here, I'll choose Send as Signature Request, which is then going to ask me to enter our recipient's information. So in this case, let's say our client's name is Alex Rubio. I'll go ahead and populate his information in these top boxes here. And if you look below, you'll also notice another search box. What's great is that we have our Salesforce integration connected to ShareFile, which is going to allow us to search for contacts directly within Salesforce to pre-populate the document with their information. This is going to ensure information is accurate, reduce steps needed to get the document signed, and if we need to later on, it's going to give us the ability to export that signed completed copy back into Salesforce. So what I'll do here is I'll search for Alex. We can see these already popped up. And once I select him, what's going to happen is ShareFile will automatically import his information into the document for us. So again, the only thing Alex will have to do is sign the document. Now all I have to do on this last step is give our signed completed document a name. I'll call Alex Rubio NDA. And then we need to choose a target folder where we want that signed completed copy to land in. So this is going to save us an additional step. I'm going to choose our NDA folder. And that's it. I'll go ahead and send off the signature request. After sending the document, I can track the status from the ShareFile signature page. From here, I can see the status of the signature request, the due date, who it's been assigned to, and the progress of the completed fields. All right, so let's go ahead and take a pause here, and we'll take a look at things from our client's perspective. From our client's email, he'll see an email from ShareFile asking him to sign the document. It's all pretty straightforward. He'll click a button that says Review and Sign. It'll take him directly into ShareFile, where our system is going to show him exactly where he needs to fill in information or sign. And then because our system has pre-populated the document with this information from Salesforce, all I'll have to do is apply a signature. Once the client signs, he'll have the option to download a copy for his records. But if he forgets to download it now, no worries. He'll also get a follow-up email with a link to download the signed copy later. Back on our end, after refreshing the page, we can see that the document has been completed. And if we navigate to our NDA folder, we'll see that the signed copy has been archived in the NDA folder that we targeted for us, saving us an extra step. So in just a few clicks, we were able to send the document, pre-populated with Alex's information from Salesforce to ensure accuracy, and get it signed. Now, one last thing to note here, like I mentioned earlier, because we have our Salesforce integration enabled, if we need to, at this point, we could export this file back into Salesforce using the export option. Now that we've got our NDA, the next step of our onboarding process is collecting those documents like the business license, tax forms, additional contracts, and any other files we might need. To streamline this, we're going to leverage a ShareFile project, which allows us to create a container similar to a folder where we can request files, but we're also going to be able to manage tasks and keep track of the entire process all in one place. Much better than the multiple email threads we normally have to deal with. So, just like the template created for the NDA, we don't need to spend extra time or work building a project from scratch, as someone already created the project for us, saved it as a template, and shared it with my team. So just like before, all me or another member of my team needs to do to start collecting those documents is first go back to our templates page. And this time we're going to choose a project template for the Acme Corporation client onboarding. We'll select the use template, then create project. And we'll give the system a moment to create our project. Then from here, we can start assigning task, our document request. And if we need to, we could also request additional information through web forms, but we'll just be focusing on our simple scenario today, which is around requesting of those documents we had mentioned. On our document request page, we can see that we have a list populated with the general documents we need, like the business license. But what if we need some additional documents, like some tax documents? Now, we could manually create another list, but today most of us rather work smart, not hard. And to do that, many of us are leveraging AI to save ourselves some time. So we'll do the same here. When we click on Create Document Request, you'll see that we have a Create with AI option. And if we click that, from here, we can tell the AI what we want our document list to be called. We can specify what industry it's related to, what our role is within the industry, and box to add some additional context so it has an idea of what type of document request we'll be making. We'll fill in some general information here for tax documents and then click on Generate Items. You can see we now have a bunch of different documents we can choose from. We'll choose the ones we need, and it'll add those to our request list. That's it. We just built the tax document request list in just a few clicks thanks to AI. Now we just need to assign both lists to our client. To assign our document request to our client, first we need to click on the request list we'd like to assign, then we'll click Share Request in the top right. From here, we'll choose Add a New Client because this client doesn't exist in our system yet. We'll fill in their information just like we did when sending a signature request. We'll assign them the assignee permissions so they can complete all the document requests under this list, but we could also choose custom permissions if we need to limit visibility or access in some way. And just like the signature request, they'll receive instructions via email to set up their account and complete the document request we just assigned. Next, we'll follow that same process for the second document request list. Okay, let's pause again and take a look at things from our client's perspective. From here, our client will receive a few emails. The first email will ask them to activate their account. Then the following emails are informing the client that they've been added to a project, in this case for a client onboarding, and letting them know that they've been assigned document request tasks to complete. As a client, all we need to do to activate our account is click the link in the email we received, confirm our information, and set up a password. Now that the client account has been created, we could go directly to the project page, or we can go back to our email and click on the links we received asking us to complete the document request. Either option is fine for getting to the request. As the client, we'll complete our first file request for the business license. To get that started, we'll select the business license from the list. Then under the details section, we have the option to upload the file. Once uploaded, we'll click on Submit to notify the requester to either approve or deny your submission. And you can see that's put it into the review status. The requester will receive notification every time a file is submitted. From the document request list, they'll be able to review the submissions, and if there are any issues, can reject the submission with a reason, letting the client know they need to correct something. Let's take a look at this business license. Looks like this business license is blank, so we'll go ahead and reject this, including that as the reason. This will shoot our client an email, and if they're still in ShareFile, they'll see the status has changed back to open. We also support comments within the project space, which you can find next to each submission. So instead of having to communicate back and forth over those email threads, communication about the submissions can happen all within the project space, live in real time. As submissions start to be completed, you can track the overall status from the Home tab. This is much better than having to manually download files from emails and track your submissions to an Excel file or checklist. Okay, let's switch back to our client where we'll see the status has changed back to open and the comment notification is showing. The client can go ahead and message back in real time and go ahead and correct the mistake. At this point, the client will go ahead and resubmit it for review. Okay, so we can see a comment came in. And if we go back to the document request, we can see it's back in the review status. So let's take a look at that business license. Looks like our client has corrected their mistake, so we'll go ahead and approve this document. All right, let's fast forward a bit and pretend our client has completed our first list of files. Once our client completes a list, we as the requester can choose to close it out, ensuring no further modifications can be made. We'd follow the same process for all other document requests under the project until we've received everything. So let's pretend our client's provided everything, and we'll go ahead and close out this second list too. Once you've got all the files and everything's been approved, we're done. So we could close out the project, locking the project from being edited, and give us the option to notify everyone involved. We'll do that in a second, but first I want to note, just like we saw from a folder, because we have our Salesforce integration enabled, we can also export the files we collected back into Salesforce if needed. Okay, we're all done with the client onboarding process. We'll go ahead and close out this project. So, as we've seen, without ShareFile, the onboarding process could take much longer, but lots of manual effort, risk of errors, and frustrating back and forth emails. But with those ShareFile Premium features we covered today, the process is going to be smooth and efficient. Documents are signed and uploaded easily, tasks are tracked, and communication is streamlined. If you're interested in taking a deeper look into the features we showed today, check out our YouTube page for a deeper dive into projects and e-signature, as well as some on-demand webinars. That brings us to the end of our presentation. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thanks for that, Joey. So yeah, I just wanted to thank you all for your time here to just learn a little bit more about Premium, some of the features that we have here, and some of the automation, e-signing, and document collaboration that you can use, as well as the AI features. So hopefully you got a lot of it. One other thing I wanted to share is that you can actually start playing around with some of these project features right now. I think right now in the product, if you're an advanced user, you can get into the catalog. You can use 5 projects and 1 integration right now. So you can kind of start using it, seeing how you like it. And then if you want to start doing e-signatures and more advanced workflows, hopefully you will talk to your CSE and start looking at Premium there. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.